Day 4 of the 1 in a Million Finals Week began with a return to Clipper. The previous day's trip there had been thwarted by a massive hockey game in the flat, but today we had the spot just about all to ourselves. With us today was guest pro Omar Salazar, who had driven down from Sacramento to spend the day with the boys. None of the Final Five had been to the spot before and took it all in for a minute before starting to test the waters on the big, loafy hubba and the long sets of stairs. Tom dove in and started testing out the hubba, but hurt his heel a little and took a seat. Meanwhile, David began getting his steam up for the big stairs. He'd had a line in mind for a while and was determined to give it a good go. He found out pretty quick that the spot is no joke. He stayed at it and started getting closer, but all the work and all the impact, as well as the end of summer heat, wore him out, and he had to take a little break. But once he had the feeling back, the make came quick. Everybody was stoked, most of all David.
Oh my goodness. Woo! I didn't want to give up, dude. I wanted to just do it, dude. Now I can take a shower, dude. I told myself, I told myself like I can't take a shower until like I get another trip. Yeah, that I'm stoked on. I'm stoked on that. Hell yeah.
We packed up and headed out of Clipper, along to the next spot of the day, a cement ledge with a drop onto a metal bar. It's the kind of spot you don't find everywhere, but Nick and Tom went right to it, with Tom attempting to take it grind to grind, and Nick attempting to take it grind to tail slide. Nick got caught up, breaking his shin pretty good, and was done for the spot. Tom took a few hits as well, but came through in the end.
Woo! That was awesome.
We bailed from the spot, drove around the neighborhood looking at some other options, and eventually made our way over to a bump-over sidewalk. Warm-ups commenced, a few flip attempts were thrown out. But it was Chewy who brought it home with a solid hard flip. The session was cut short by an angry city worker who blocked the intersection for a few minutes, yelling at everybody, and then got out of his car and came over to the crew. The cops were already on their way, so we were too.
Don't let me stop you. Keep on.
What's your problem, man?
I'm talking here. Ain't no problem with you.
Omar had to split to make the drive home, but we caught him for a quick look back at the day.
So we're here with our longtime slap pal, Omar Salazar. What do you think of watching him get used to skating stuff for the first time here, that kind of stuff?
One thing that I really noticed is that they're all kind of, I don't know, humble and really excited to be here, which it's cool, you know, like, that means a lot when you're out here and you're talking to them, you think, for me, I was like, what do they care that I'm here? But talking to them, they started asking me questions about certain things, and it got me really psyched.
What do you think about the contest in general, just like the whole
I think it's cool.
chance?
I think it's cool because, like I never, for me, expected to be doing what I'm doing. I just, I did it because I loved it, and I'm sure, they're like, oh, this is cool. How do you, some kids are always wondering, how do you get there? How do you do this or whatever? And then, this is kind of one of those things that, doesn't always happen. Not everyone does it, but kind of a good way to get those kids out there to kind of try something. Yeah, those kids are rad. I don't know. I'm really psyched to have the opportunity to, see what they're all about. And it's cool. There's still cool kids out there. They're not all like weirdos.
We went down the hill to a school where Chewy performed surgery on his gnarly blister.
Oh my God!
Dylan bruised his already bruised heels a little bit more.
I can't do it again.
And Tom found himself a close-to-the-wall Smith grind. We bailed, had some dinner, and then made our way over to the statue ledge at Civic Center. Dylan went to war on a trick, while the rest of the guys cheered him on, played skate, and just cruised around the plaza for a while. Dylan stayed after it, getting closer and closer, and finally bagged a good one. Dylan checked the footy while we packed up the lights and headed back to the warehouse for some rest after a long day and another end-of-the-day wrap-up.
Okay, so today was Sunday, and today we had Omar Salazar with us as our guest pro special guest guy. First thing of the day, Clipper, which is another brutal warm-up spot.
Yeah.
Brutal. But David had his eyes on it for the last couple days and really wanted it, so we went there and went right to it. He did it great, didn't you say?
Give it up to him.
Came through. Then we went to the ledge that drops down onto the fence in Noe Valley, which is a pretty unusual spot, a good, unique San Francisco spot. Tom came through with the 50-50 to 50-50, which was sick. And
Then we went over to the hill bomb, to sidewalk bomb.
Chewy got the hard flip.
Chewy hard flipped it like within a few tries, and I wasn't even ready to shoot it.
But you got it.
But then he did it again.
Ah.
We were on the opposite side for David, because David's goofy and Chewy's regular. And he just hard flipped it with like 3 tries, bro.
Wow. Then we went to the school in the bottom of Bernal Heights. Tom got the Smith pop out on the rail against the wall, lit up the ledge underneath the statue at Civic Center, and Dylan shredded it for quite a long time working on his tail slide. What'd you say that is? Tail slide?
Barrel flip?
Varial flip, but
Yeah.
it's a little more. Yeah, he worked on that for a long time and got it good. And everybody else just kind of skated around and took in the disgusting bricks at the Civic Center. And yeah, and then that was the end of the night, but that was a long time. We were there for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're back at the warehouse and everybody's shredding again. So much shredding.